Hello guys, it's Q again, and this is a short video on Lightwave. I wanted to thank you all again for watching YouTube's most underproduced, poorly produced Amiga channel. And by the way, yes, I did get my my stick lights installed. So yes, we have RGB lighting. I like the blue, the light blue. It's pleasing. What I'm going over in this video, this is again a short video on Lightwave. It's been a while since I've done a Lightwave one, but you're going to come across this a lot, and that's this. You're loading up a Lightwave scene, and you get these requesters that pop up for every single thing you do. So here, I just want to make sure again, because those of you that don't know how to use the software, are loading it for the first time, and are maybe going on to AmiNet and downloading demo Lightwave content to learn and play with, right? So you're going to go through this process where it's asking you, it can't find an object file. So you've loaded up the scene file, the LWS file, and it says, hey, I can't find the object. So it puts up that requester, and then you have to go hunt for it. And it will tell you what it's looking for. So you have to know where it's at. And in this case, I know where it's at, and you have to tell it. You don't actually have to click on it, by the way. It's already pre-selected. So you just have to click OK, and then it'll ask you maybe, it's going to ask you for every single version of the object that it needs. So you have to click through that a lot. So just get used to that. And then if you see stuff like this, like unknown shader, edge RGB. So what this is, the scene file that I'm loading in this particular case is using a plugin or a piece of software that I don't have. This Amiga doesn't have. So it's just giving you an error. You just click through it. Here's another one, Lightwave Fast for Now. So again, it's coming across these other programs in Lightwave that I just don't have on the Amiga. The good news is, instead of just erroring out and stop loading, you can click through these and you don't have to panic, and it'll keep loading. So as you're seeing, I'm having to do this a lot. And then when it's all said and done, there you go. And the scene is loaded. In this case, this is my Tron tank that I actually modeled myself in the Tron world that I modeled myself. Now, you're like, does that look like a tank to you? A Tron tank? No, it's obviously missing the turret. It's not missing. What's happened is this scene was loaded in from a was loaded in from a newer version of Lightwave. So I don't have this version of Lightwave on this Amiga, obviously. So the Amiga version of Lightwave stopped at version 5.0, and I can't. There's nothing I can do about that. So this came from a Lightwave. Probably my guess is like 5.5 PC version. I think that's what I may have done this in. So. But what I'm trying to show you in this is that you can load Amiga Lightwave files. Here you go. Okay, wait a minute. On your Amiga, but they're going to be janky. Weird things are going to happen. So if you look down here, that's the tank hull, the tank base, like the thing you'd ride in, and this giant massive weirdness up here is the gun. So remember that, I don't know if you're familiar with Tron. If you're not familiar with Tron, well, you should be. But this is the gun. So this is the side turret thing that points off to the side. Here's the center, and then here's the gun piece. And if you look closely, there's a bunch of like dots. What do those dots look like to you? Yeah, that's a light cycle. So that's the light cycle being gigantic as well. So obviously there is some weirdness going on here. Now this is not an all is lost thing. I'm just gonna have to go in here and resize things and adjust things to make it work in this old Amiga version. But yeah, this is what I love about my Tron content, is that it's all content I created myself. I modeled it myself and just did all these things. I did the light cycle, I did the Tron walls and the ground, the tank, the only the buildings. The only thing I didn't model was the solar sailor. That was done by a gentleman named I believe Dave Charno. And again, this is over 20 years ago that this all happened. I also modeled the recognizer, of course, and I'll show that at some point. But I just wanted to get you familiar with, if you're loading up demo content from AmiNet and you run into this situation where it says it can't find things or it doesn't understand things, you can still load it, but you may have to play with it. Now, once you've loaded this, right, and let's say you had fixed it. Now, I haven't fixed this, so I'm not going to overwrite it. But once you load it, is it going to do that every time? Is it going to ask you for the objects every single time? No, because what you're going to do is go over where it says scene. Sorry, you're going to go over to file and say save scene, and then you're going to give it a new name. So I'm going to call this tank underscore V002. So now what's going to happen is that scene file, that descriptor file, is going to save the location of those objects that I pointed to. So now when I load it again, it'll just load up and it won't ask for the objects. And also, let's watch this. So let's go clear scene. So we're gonna say clear. And we're gonna go load. Now I wanna show you what's gonna happen now. So you're like, oh, that's cool, that fixed everything. Well, sort of. So let's go and find the scene I just saved. I don't see it. Why don't I, why, okay, so why don't I see it? I went file, save scene. It should be in here. It's right there. Scenes, okay, file, load scene. I love doing this with you guys in real time with no editing. It's so great. Oh yeah, there it is, tank. Okay, so we're gonna load it. Now, boom, what happened right away? Instead of the can't find object, you're getting the shader issue again, right? So what the heck? Why? We saved it. Well, all we saved was the scene file. The file that contains all the objects and lights and cameras and animation. What we didn't do is save these objects. So all of these objects are still looking for those other programs that I don't have. So what you need to do once you get those stripped off and loaded here is go to objects. And if you look at my previous Lightwave videos, I talk about how saving and loading in Lightwave works, how it's you save objects to save objects, you save the scene to save the scene, plus any objects and animations, and so on and so on. I break it all apart in one of my earlier Lightwave videos, so you can go back in the Lightwave playlist to find that. But what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna just simply smash this button, save all objects. When you do this, it's gonna ask you, are you sure you wanna do that? Because it's gonna overwrite everything. And you say, yes. And it says busy. And that's what it's doing. It's going through right now and just overwriting those objects. Now those objects are saved. And because I didn't change their name, I just overwrote them, I can load this scene now and there's not gonna be any errors. But if you decided to go to each of them individually and save them with new file names, like, Light Cycle Amiga, you can do that. You absolutely can do that. But then you're gonna need to save the scene file again, because guess what? If you don't also save the scene file, it's not gonna know or remember that you changed the name of this object to Light Cycle Amiga, and that's gonna load the old one, and you're gonna be right back where you started. So yeah, you can save the objects individually. You don't have to just do the global save all objects, but then you just make sure you go back and just save the scene again so it locks all those changes in. And that's it. So yeah, just to make sure, I'm not crapping you negative here. All right, boom, file, load scene, go down, tank VO2, load, and this time, no errors, loading, there she is. So yeah, I look forward to cleaning this scene up and going through a little walkthrough on the whole Tron world in Lightwave that I created. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a wonderful evening. It's evening here. If it's not evening where you are at, then have a wonderful day. And again, thanks for watching. Take care.